But you think that's the end. It is unfortunately not. I haven't spoken to him since January of this year. It only took a couple of weeks, but soon the messages started. He has attempted to contact me over 40 times individually this year in individual texts, Discord messages, Instagram DMs, and phone calls. And I'm just gonna show those.
40 times.
And at first, it started simple. It'd be confusing messages, or like him expressing he was worried about things. Like, first it wasn't anything weird.
It's just that you can go through and read all these yourself, but it's just...
You have one task, my fist. Locate the Queen of the Dead and end her.
I mean, I've been down bad.
But the path will be fraught with peril.
Moonlight never fades.
That's a lot.
And neither do I.
That's a lot.
I'll take zombies over vamps any day.
Not someone who loves or cares about you.
He's trying to get her to be amicable and everything. It's crazy. Surely the 41st time. I'm not going to talk, by the way, about like anything about this beyond what she's going to talk about unless I'm getting mentioned. Just so you guys know. Just out of respect for her privacy, obviously. I know a lot of you guys want to know more, but that's just what's going to happen. That's why I never said anything. Because I knew this day would come.
This is the only piece that he sent to me. I can't document all the things that people told me that he was saying. And, it's kind of a funny side note, I guess. I would like to highlight the discussion.
Do not make me regret choosing you for this mission.
No!
No! Vengeance in Spectre's name! Vengeance in Spectre's name! Vengeance in Spectre's name! I'm coming! Vengeance in Spectre's name! Vengeance in Spectre's name!
Like I said at first,
Slice and dice! Vengeance in Spectre's far from over.
Initially, I made the mistake of thinking that I only had to cut him off through
life must prevail over death.
Yeah.
Slice and dice.
I also started
Vengeance in Spectre's name! 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 A champion has fallen. Slice and dice! Vengeance in Spectre's name! Vengeance in Spectre's name! Alas, a champion has fallen. Vengeance in Vengeance in Spectre's name! Spectre's name! Alas, the champion has fallen. Rise, my Spectre's name! The battle has only just begun. Alas, the champion has fallen. Spectre's name! Alas, the champion has fallen. Spectre's name! Alas, the champion has fallen. Alas, the champion has fallen.
That was not hard. Can you believe that? Which I think is probably
Vengeance in Spectre's name! Alas, the champion has fallen. Alas, the champion has fallen.
feel like he was like standing pretty close to the person. I felt like
Vengeance in Spectre's name!
about 30 minutes later, the room that went in, door opens the door, makes eye contact with us both. Closes the door and
Taste cold steel!
See?
but again,
Impressive. But can you repeat your
maybe it's
success?
just like
Oh.
awkward situation or something. But a couple months later,
Fight harder!
the person that he
You
was
are
reaching out
no
that
Spectre's name!
reached out to his private
Vengeance in Spectre's name! Spectre's name! Alas, a champion has... Alas, a champion has fallen. Slice and dice! Vengeance in Spectre's name! Vengeance in Spectre's name! Alas, a champion... Alas, a champion has... Rise, my fist of vengeance! The battle has only just begun. Alas, a champion has fallen. Vengeance in Spectre's name! Alas, a champion has fallen. Taste cold steel! Alas, a champion has fallen. Vengeance in Spectre's name! Alas, a champion has fallen. Alas, a champion has fallen. Vengeance in Spectre's name! Alas, a champion has fallen. I was born ready. Slice and dice. Alas, a champion has fallen. Alas, a champion has fallen. The hunt is on. Cut me. Vengeance in Spectre's name! Alas, a champion has fallen. Cut me. Cut me. Alas, a champion has fallen. Alas, a champion has fallen. Vengeance in Spectre's name! Slice and dice. Alas, a champion has... Alas, a champion has fallen. The hunt is on. Cut me.
You see what's going on?
undead warriors will soon
It was also so
arrive.
frustrating not saying anything at this time because the way he told those stories, he
Do
kind
not
of
succumb
himself
to
as,
the
like,
chaos.
the hero.
Inspector's name! Alas, a champion has fallen. Alas, a champion has
Ronnie is the
fallen.
person who found that guy outside, went inside and told everyone, the first game, all he did was just go far away from the front door, find plastic metal, and gun.
Vengeance! Inspector's name! Champion has fallen. Alas, a champion has fallen. Vengeance! Inspector's name! Vengeance! Inspector's name! Alas, a champion has fallen. Alas, a champion has fallen. Alas, a champion has fallen.
Crazy ex-boyfriend going live
Alas, a
talking
champion
about
has
all my
fallen.
personal stuff.
Without asking.
And I'm like crying, Senna and Ray are like what's wrong? And I tell them, and I'm like panicking. I'm like, I need to call so-and-so, I need to call
All
so-and-so, I need to call
hope is
so-and-so.
not yet
Like these
lost.
are the people that I was like, they should contact him because I did not want to contact him. So, Ray, Senna, some of me and Mrs. Mutual Business Partners, and Asmongold were all messaging him to stop. And by the way,
I will elaborate on this later.
Asmongold told me that he tried to call
She's gonna
Miz
say
while
it.
he was talking, and it rang three times.
You have
2 or
one
3
task,
times.
my fist.
And then I hung
Locate the Queen of the Dead
That's right.
and end her.
because I called him twice.
But the
I tried to call him
path
2
will be
times.
fraught with peril.
One of them rang like 2 or 3 times. The other one did like 10.
A little note.
I'm not
I
saying
don't
he didn't
know
see it,
exactly what, like,
but
the
that's
other
crazy,
people
right?
Said to
Time to make the
But
undead dead again.
Ray and Senna told me that they were messaging him, being like, "Bro, like, stop! What are you doing?"
I finally did get in
Why
contact
are
with
you
him and told him
doing
to stop.
this? And he
That's
was
why he went
messaging
offline
them,
that day.
Who were also equally as traumatized as me, of course. They had gone through the same thing. Oh, what am I doing wrong? I'm letting people know what, girls go through.
You go back and see the VOD.
Is that your job?
Interrupted my fucking stream for this shit. For that
Yeah,
psycho.
that all happened a couple of months into me being no contact.
Just so
with
we
him.
could, fucking virtue signal.
Ray and Senna, while they're trying to be like.
Well, I'm trying to protect them.
This is the place to watch.
Get out of here.
He finished talking about my stuff and then reacted to Senna and Ray's whole stream where they were crying, addressing their communities. Made sure to react to that and then immediately went offline. So yeah, that was a terrible weekend. I got threatened to be stabbed, and then the next day, my weird ex was going live trying to self-insert so that he could make sure to farm his own clips.
And viewers. To get viewers, by the way.
After that incident, his attempts to talk to me only ramped up, which I showed his text.
Regret choosing you for
Went
this
back to
mission.
Japan, and during that trip, he was texting and calling me,
Alas, a
trying to call me
champion
quite
has
a lot,
fallen.
begging me to take him back. And at the same time,
Vengeance Inspector's name!
reaching out to no go for us. And she was crying to them about how we wanted to get back together and how we thought someday we would reconnect and eventually get married. I think
Totally
I don't think he even meant that. But I hope not. But I assumed that that was the hope that they would go back to each other talking to him. And I also had
I was not one of those dudes.
that he would have come to me about my stream and not in a like, oh, I wonder what he's doing right now, way or like having my stream open. Like, he would be obsessively and compulsively watching my stream, like watching my stream and saying horrible things almost every time that I've been live this year. And they tell me that he wants want to
fear
discuss
this struggle
how
may be as eternal
he
as
believed I
I.
still wanted him.
Of course.
Interesting, considering I never replied. And
not
he would ask
succumb
other
to the
guys
chaos.
if they thought I had fucked with anyone this year. And he was like, I don't know, man. And then they told me to say stuff like, no, there's no way she's done that. She's not like that. And she's probably waiting for me.
Alas, a champion has fallen.
Really fucking weird stuff like that.
Vengeance in Spectre's name!
Also told me that he would tell people that me and him still talk all the time, but we simply weren't together anymore.
A champion has fallen.
I was immature, and I was
Emmy was doing it. I mean, she didn't even break a hole in the wall.
Vengeance in Spectre's name!
Ready to punch a hole in the wall.
begging me to take him back for the majority of the year, so 7 or 8 months total. And like I said, some of the messages were even, I believe
A champion has fallen.
not that really matters.
A champion has fallen.
As of today, it's been about 2 months since he has attempted to contact me directly. I think because about 2 months ago he started kind of getting scared that I might have been like, you know, on people's things. Which again, I wasn't going on a way to do it, but if anyone ever asked me, I was going to lie to them. I mentioned this at the beginning before I started like really telling the story. I heard from my friends, other streamers, and my employees that he had hooked up a plot that if I ever tried to talk about him, like about or anything else, he would try to go right into it that I killed my dad. And I was told that he approached several streamers who are on us a lot together and asked if they would basically back me up and
Never approached her.
obviously we're not insane.
More undead warriors will soon
Never talked to me about a
arrive.
single thing about this.
Even something happened this weekend
Fight
at
harder.
TwitchCon.
You
One of
are
my
of no
employees
use to be
told me
dead.
he went up to them and he threatened them, saying, if any ever tries to talk about me, I will destroy her.
Vengeance in
Whatever that
Spectre's name!
Whatever that means.
And within the same night, he also texted one of my best friends, and he would have known that I would have been with this girl. He texted her saying, hey, worried about her, she's okay. You know, right after he said to my employee and other people that he was going to try to destroy my life. And, yeah, that was Saturday, so that pretty much leads us to today. So like it's clear, I spent the last year of my life cutting off and building a new life with people that actually care about me. And doing my best to move on peacefully without causing any trauma. I did not want to do this. A lot of people, a lot of other creators actually told me that after his other allegations in 2022, if I wasn't the first person to stand up for him and start appearing on his channel again, they do not think that they would have gone back to helping him with his content.
It's like the guilt, you know?
So I always tried to keep things private, always tried to make things better, had hopes that things would get better, you know, tried to be supportive, and my thanks that I got for all of that was abuse and resentment, and for all of 2025, all of this year, harassment and hatred from him and his community, while he was the whole time secretly begging for me to take him back behind the scenes. I've taken a lot of steps already, as I said, I'm parent. I've taken a lot of steps to be better for my life and be a lot more careful about who I help and who I spend my time with my parent to.
This is
And
good.
I'm getting a lot
Video
better
games.
now, but I felt like this was necessary to stream because, like I said at the very beginning, I have heard that he has done things to other people that align with some of my own experiences, so I felt like it would be wrong for me to keep holding on to all this information. I know I stayed for way too long, and I thought that I could help, and I worked more when I couldn't, but I worked really hard to have all my friends, my family, my pets, and my community, and I'm so grateful for how things are now. It was very difficult, but I'm very proud of myself for the choices that I did to end up where I am now. And yeah, that's my story of dealing with abuse, psychological and domestic abuse, mental health, and being threatened on,
Vengeance in Spectre's name!
and this whole time it's been kind of getting size like hundreds of thousands of people. And yeah, I know that all this probably is gonna make him or what's left of his community leave me alone, but I'm really sorry for that. I'm gonna talk about this probably won't make him or sorry. Probably won't make him or what remains of his community leave me alone, but I'm always glad that people will be aware of all this now and I won't have to feel like I'm hiding a terrible dark secret anymore.
Life must prevail over death.
And it's all out there now. And I also want to make it clear that not everyone that I interact with or that I'm friends with knew the extent of the things that were happening. And a lot of creators don't really know anything at all, but I mean, like I said before, people aren't stupid. I think it's pretty clear that a lot of people knew that things were happening. And like I said, you have to remember, it's not just me. A lot of people have told me that they have their own, grievances.
Oh yeah.
But for the people who did know about this, thank you for being there for me through all of this and supporting me and staying on. And there were a lot of people as well who, even though they didn't know anything, without asking any questions, they still were very kind and supportive. And I will always remember that. I also want to make the people know that I'm not just trying to put this out there. That, I am already in the process of filing a restraining order on them.
W.
Texas and California.
God.
I react.
And I also wanted to say that I would not be surprised if he tried to sue me for the stream that I did today and for coming out about him. Not because he thinks that he would win, but for PR reasons, as I slapped the it'd be interesting if that happened, and I wouldn't be opposed to people finding out more of the truth and things that I didn't even talk about today, and what else he's been lying about. I'm sure there's also plenty of things that even I don't know about. And there's more things that I didn't even talk about today, but I'm hoping that now that I have the option to have
Discovery's a bitch.
I got it out there. I'm not recording this anymore.
A champion
It's out
has
there.
fallen.
And, yeah. I guess that's,
A champion has fallen.
definitely not
What a day.
how I would have been like, how I would have liked to spend my Saturday.
What's Saturday?
I would love to,
A champion has
go
fallen.
to karaoke with my friends. Do something like that instead. A lot of people like karaoke. Right, guys?
A champion has fallen.
Yeah, I think that's it. I'm probably gonna take some time off except I think I mentioned Mr. B's dupes, but I mean, he's not involved.
Jimmy will be fine.
Yeah.
Jimmy's fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I never thought that I would be doing this stream, so it feels really weird to have done it, and it's over now. Yeah, well, now you guys know everything, and all the things I've been holding in for the past couple years.
Damn.
So yeah, thank you guys for listening. Hopefully I'll be able to keep giving updates on the TwitchCon stuff, but I'm hoping to put this other chapter behind me. And like I said, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I feel very confident that this is the right thing to do, and I don't regret any of it. Thank you guys. I'm gonna go spend time with my friends, and hopefully I will see you guys all very soon. Thank you for everything.
What a day.
Look over there.
Well,
That's it.
Hell yeah. Do not make me
See you guys when I
regret
see you.
choosing you for this mission. Down there. These ways will not break. Wash our foes away.
it's sad. It really is. You know, like, I don't want to elaborate on any other further things about this. I can kind of talk to the extent that I knew about it a little bit, but I don't want to kind of go and, you know, turn this into like a, you know, continuation. But I can talk about kind of what happened. I guess the first thing I can talk about is the pier, which is the thing that I got mentioned with, which is, I was starting my stream, it's the beginning of my stream. I remember I was like, I don't know, like maybe an hour into my stream or something like that. I got a call from Emeru and I was like, what the fuck? And this was like the day after the pier thing happened. And I saw that Mizkif had gone live earlier in the day, almost never does that. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, maybe he went live to farm viewers and talk about this, right? But then she calls me and she's crying, and Ray and Sina and one of their managers is there too, and I'm talking to all four of them. And this is, I muted the stream, and this is why, by the way, I haven't reacted to any Mizkifs in the last like 6 months. I haven't talked about Mizkifs in the last 6 months, and I didn't do with him like a year. The reason. And so that's scroll past every clip. I haven't talked about anything. And so I call him first, and it rings like 2 or 3 times. Nothing happens. Immediately, sorry, it hangs up, and I'm like, okay, well, whatever. I call again. Because, like, you know, sometimes, like, oh, it's just a random call. But, like, usually if somebody calls you 2 times in a row, it's like, okay, this is serious, right? And so then I call him again, and the rings were like, you know, there's like 3, and then the other one was like 7 or 8. So like I don't know this happened. Like, obviously I don't know this happened. But I think he was like, I don't even know if he had the phone, right? But I think that whoever had the phone saw the call and chose to decline it. I think that's what happened. I don't know if that's what happened. So I think, yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, and so, but then I called him later on, and he said he's freaking out, and I explained, I was like, okay, well, this is why, and this is what happened, and this is the reason, and, you know, he's, fucking, you know, obviously I knew more about this than he thought called him. I had to explain it to him, but like I didn't want to involve myself in this either, because like this is like I knew there was like no contact with them, and at this point pretty much everybody in the org, at least not everybody, but a lot of people are starting to like get this vibe with him. But and this is also another thing, is that a lot of the people that have collaborated with Miz don't know anything about this. They didn't know anything about this, and it was explicitly hidden as much as possible in order to make sure that nobody knew about it in any capacity by them, because they didn't want any of this to get out at all. And so, this, like, I don't know. I'm not gonna get into the specifics, right? Hidden by who? Well, Miz and Emmy was afraid that if the information got out, and Miz made her afraid if the information got out, that it would negatively affect Miz in multiple ways, and so he didn't want that to happen. That's more of their interpersonal stuff, and that's what she said on stream, and so I'm not going to elaborate beyond that. There is, of course, elaboration, but there's, as I said, I'm not going to, this isn't like an encore where I'm going to like further explain why she did or didn't do something, because it's just that, as I said, I said at the beginning, right, I said it, you know, a while ago, it's like, it will be bad, and it's not my story to tell, and I think you guys can see why now. I apologize for two things, for vague posting about it and saying that, and I also apologize for platforming him, right? I mean, the truth is I couldn't have known, I didn't know any of this whenever I met him. Whenever we started OTK together, I had no idea. And when I did realize, you can see kind of the way that I dealt with it and everything, and it's just like in stream, like this is the reason why I fucking like when Ludwig had that clip about like 95% of streamers never gonna talk to again, I was like, yeah, yes, bro, like yes, you shall, right? Like the thing that happened in 2022 was kind of like the beginning of the end for me, with like being friends with any streamers or anything like that. And I have like a very small circle now of people that I'm close with, and is it true he lies about being part of OTK? I'm not going to answer that. It really, like, and I just, I would love to answer that, but I'm not going to answer that. And also, and I think that, like, again, with that, there are people that can answer that, and those people are not me. And I will say again that this is not the end. And from things that I've heard, I'm trying to think, like, I don't know. I a lot of times I think, and it's like, if I could go back, would I undo all of it? And it's like there's a huge part of me that feels like I should have, right? I should have never done any of this at all, because it just led to so much trauma and stress, and like just man, like, you can't foresee things. I mean, I live very far away from them. I was very separated from their everyday life. I didn't know any of this, and the time that I did, I did everything that I could to, you know, fucking make sure that this stuff didn't get worse, right? And it's not your fault. Yeah, and also it's really not about me. The truth of the matter is, the irony of all of this is that I've heard Mizkip has done things privately and to other people that have made me look bad, but Mizkip has never actually explicitly done anything really bad to me. Never. He's never really, like, he's made jokes maybe once or twice, but like he's actually never really done anything to me.
The dead and end her.
And so,
but the path will be fraught
Like-
with peril. I was made for this mission.
I don't know. Like, but he again, I would
All the
say
carnage,
more,
none of the
right? I would
guilt.
say more, but I just don't really think that. I don't really think that it's appropriate for me to say more and elaborate on more. Apparently, Shuon had made a video about me. It's titled "The Male Loser Epidemic." I was told that I was mentioned and referenced in this video. I don't know if it's true. If it's not true, it's probably a bad video. Let's be honest.
Hello again, friends. Sorry I've been gone for quite a bit. Hopefully nothing too crazy happened. I feel like every time I take a break, like a war breaks out or something.
That's
but
what happened to me.
Thankfully that did not happen.
Right?
But at least we found
Oh,
out
yeah.
the real FC files were the friends we made along the way.
This is a fake
Welcome
one.
back to the Shoe on Head channel. If it is your first time here, run. I am Shoe on Head, and on this channel I like to cover cultural issues, mostly surrounding men's issues.
Uh-oh.
It's what I've been doing for over a decade, and frankly, I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
Many of you have been along for the ride, and you have seen me go from a chipper, lively, 24-year-old making fun of BuzzFeed and Tumblr feminists to a bitter, callous,
I
dirty.
remember that. I found out about this girl from 4chan back in like 2000 and like fucking Gamergate days. And yep, I did.
People were talking about very real and growing men's issues. One of the main men's issues I have been covering in great detail lately has been the male loneliness. Yeah, but turns out I was wrong. We don't have a male loneliness.
Vengeance
We have a male
Inspector's
loneliness.
name!
It's not a male loneliness. No, it's a male mediocrity epidemic. It's a male loser.
The male loser epidemic has gotten so bad that it's honestly so pathetic at this point.
So here's the problem, bro. Like, if you got like, you don't even use these pillows on your bed.
Champion has fallen.
Like, you're talking about being a loser. You got a bunch of pillows in your bed. You just put those on your bed so your bed looks good.
But can you repeat your
does this?
success?
Now, I don't always talk about men's issues. No, sometimes I talk about politics, and sometimes I mix the two together. Now, I know a lot of you don't like politics. You don't care about politics. But politics cares about you, and it will enter your life no matter how hard you try to avoid it. But thankfully, I have these specific apps to help you navigate this difficult,
Just that fucking,
confusing
that
political
thing.
So let's quickly give a shout out to today's sponsor, Ground News,
I knew it.
before we get into the video, shall we?
A champion
Ground
has
News is a
fallen.
website and an app that gives readers a fun and
Vengeance
transparent way
Inspector's
to read
name!
the news from all across the political spectrum.
I think there should be a news app where it just tells you a bunch of shit that's not even true. They could call it CNN.
Left, right, and center. Every story comes with a quick visual breakdown of the political bias, ownership, and headlines that help you understand the full story and make sure you're getting the full
AI, yeah.
One of my favorite features from Ground News has to be the blind spot, which shows you news stories that have been covered by only one side of the political spectrum and ignored by the other. For example, here is a story about how the CIA uncovered a Russiagate fraud, and right away we can see how it has been covered by 41 sources, and out of those 41 sources, 93% of them being right.
Wow, what a surprise. I would have never guessed.
With only 2 left-wing outlets reporting the story.
Yep.
Ground News also makes it really easy to
How convenient.
to see just how political bias can affect the framing of the story. For example, this story about Zohan Mamdani winning the Democratic primary in New York. This left-leaning outlet says Zohan Mamdani's win just got a little sweeter. And meanwhile, the right-wing outlet says, meet Zohan Mamdani, the man who will ruin New York. As you can see, very different vibe.
Yeah.
I've been using Ground News since 2021 because I think it is so informative, so fun, and it helps me see how different stories are framed so differently. And
I get my news from Twitter and screenshots and AI.
I highly recommend it. It's one of the few apps that I wake up and just immediately.
Yeah, it's AI curated. Oh, damn. What happened?
The Nobel Peace Center called it an excellent
Wait,
way
they
to
arrested Obama. Wow. That's crazy.
First of all, I am currently offering 40% off their Vantage plan, which is the plan I use to access all of their amazing features. This comes out to be like $5 a month, which is like the price of a code right there on screen, or the link in the video description down there. Subscribe to Ground News today. I feel like what they're doing is
Vengeance
really important,
Inspector's
especially right
name!
now, and it helps us approach the
News
news
battle
in a more
pass? Yeah.
fair and balanced way. So thank you to Ground News for sponsoring this video, and to all the viewers for not skipping ads.
That's
Right. Now let's get back to the video. With all these issues men are facing, they seem to be moving to the right and the Republicans more, since the left and Democrats.
policies are that women or men are bad.
As I.
What a surprise that the policy that women should receive preferential treatment isn't popular with men.
Life must prevail.
Who could have
over
ever
death.
guessed that? It's a fucking mystery.
Vengeance
Oh my
Inspector's
God.
name!
Democrats have essentially become the young men who die movement. Months ago, I covered how the Democratic Party was losing young men, and I predicted Kamala Harris would lose in part because of young men overwhelming Trump. And I was correct. Well, now the Democrats have unveiled their final
And by the way, a lot of young guys, Trump isn't right-wing enough.
Oh, champion has fallen.
Oh, get ready, get ready. We're in for a good house. We're in really
right-wing male Democrats spending millions to learn how to speak to American men and win back the working class. Democrats have blown millions of dollars on efforts to appeal to American men who turned to President Donald Trump
No.
and drove.
See, I don't know if she knows about this at all, but so the Democrats catered a luxury hotel for them to all get together and, fly in and have like a catered meal service event for them to discuss why they can't relate to every average working class catered poor. I'm not even kidding. They're so stupid. Yeah.
On election day in hopes of winning back the working class. Democrats have spent $20 million on their efforts, with donors and strategists pulling up in luxury hotels, brainstorming how to convince working class men to return to the party. Nothing more relatable to working class men than luxury hotel rooms. Great job, guys.
Yeah, good
The plan, codename Sam, or speaking American men.
Isn't that swam?
A champion has fallen.
Plan promises to use the funds to study the syntax language and content that gains attention temporarily in the
Okay,
state.
the syntax. All right, so there's a word that starts with F, you're not supposed to say it, and there's a couple other words that you also aren't supposed to say either. And if you go on the internet, you'll see a lot of guys use these words a lot.
The effort also recommends Democrats buy advertisement and video games, among other things. The Democratic Party is treating young men like exotic animals they're studying. Now, as you see here, is the young man who
I re-upped.
Wow.
Vengeance Inspector's name!
How about that?
Alas, a champion has
This is in the mail.
Alas, a champion
That's crazy.
his natural habitat, in a dark, messy cave surrounded by Taco Bell wrappers and empty mountain chicken boxes. Here is another young man, as you can see, also dwelling in a dark cave. This one has dyed his hair on to scare off potential predators. Unfortunately, it also scares off potential wolves. But moving on, here is another young man we think
Yeah.
we're not quite sure about the
Nobody knows.
Listen, Democrats, instead of spending $20 million to invest, maybe you should, I don't know, actually listen to men. I listen to men for free all the time. All I have to do is read my comments section. Let's see here. Shoe on Head is a perfect example of why we need to appeal to their team.
Alas, a champion has
This is my alt account.
Greetings from Albania. I hate women so much it's unreal. Ooh, mommy, milkies, mommy. One time I got my penis stuck in a soda bottle. Okay, on second thought, maybe my comment section is not the best source.
His top scored bid with young male voters last session. Democrats are spending $20 million to learn how to speak their language. I think it's a waste of money. Maybe these guys
It is. They should listen to you instead.
should spend their money on teaching men to not be so sexist. Maybe that's a stop.
You have to understand that this is Andrew Tate for women. Okay? Every disaffected, bored, disenfranchised, wine, fucking drunk housewife is sitting at 2 p.m. on a Wednesday afternoon listening to this bullshit. Okay? It's Andrew Tate for women.
I don't bear that out now. Well, look at what young women have to choose from. The pickings are slim.
Yeah.
Yes, we might have a feminism problem in America, but it's the feminization of men. There are a lot of young women out there that want to get married. They want to have kids. They want to have stable families. But there are a lot of young men out there who want to live in mama's basement and order DoorDash.
The reason, by the way, guys, the reason why a lot of guys live at their mom's house is because they don't have any money. That's the reason why. Like, it's nothing else besides that. Like, and this is the way, by the way, this is the way it's supposed to be. Is that men are supposed to go out and get a job and provide for a family, and women are supposed to have kids and take care of the kids. That's the way it's worked for 1,000 years, and don't let any weird feminist on TikTok tell you that it's wrong. That's the way it's worked, and in 1,000 years from now, that's probably still the way it'll work, unless we replace women with robots, by the way. Which will, I mean, I don't know if that's going to happen.
Oh no!
Yeah.
The very night I was sitting on my couch, writing the script to my video about how the Democrats are spending $20 million to relate to young men, this came on my TV on Fox News. A Tommy Lahren and Laura Ingraham segment about stay-at-home sons, men who still live at home. Literally minutes after this aired, it went absolutely viral on Twitter for...
I think that there's a lot of attractive women that don't really understand the struggle that like an average or below average attractive guy goes through whenever he's not able to like get any sort of relationship with a girl and he's not able to get female attention. He goes on one of these dating websites and no girl matches with him, and there's one girl that does, and it turns out it's a bot to promote an OnlyFans for somebody who's an AI girl who's managed by a man in India. This is really, it's depressing. And so, like, you have women like Tommy Lauren, she's attractive, right? And so, like, she probably doesn't even see this issue at all. But as somebody who's, you know how it is. And so, as somebody who's in that situation, let me tell you that it is very, very demoralizing, especially as a guy. And so the reason why those guys, you don't want to be dating the guys that are living in their basements ordering DoorDash. It's not like there's like this huge amount of, girls that are out there, oh man, I can't wait to find my perfect husband that lives in his mom's basement and, orders DoorDash and jerks off to hentai. It doesn't exist. They can't afford DoorDash. Well, they can. It's on their mom's card. And so anyway, it's on their account. And so that's an addict? Yeah, sure. And so that's the big reason that a lot of women, I think, can't relate to this problem is because they don't even know that these guys exist. They don't see them at all. They're not even real. And so anyways, it's like a cat. Yeah, exactly. And so what these women really want is they want a guy that has his life together, that has a good job, and can support them and support a family. That's what women want. And if you are that kind of a guy, your chances of getting a girlfriend are a lot higher. Like, doesn't mean it's a guarantee, but it's good. And by the way, 3,000 years ago, the guy that could catch a buffalo and kill a buffalo was the guy that we produced. Okay? Just keep that in mind. Nothing has changed. All right? And it never will. This is just the way it is. The alpha, yes. Can we go back to them? Yeah, go out there. Yeah, you want them to kill buffalo? Go ahead. Get what jobs? Where are all these jobs? Just make one up on the internet. Just make up a bullshit job on the internet where you get people to give you money.
for the reason. So we are going to unpack this piece by piece. So we are going to unpack this piece by piece. Because even though everyone was mocking it and making fun of it, as far as I saw, nobody was really dissecting it and breaking down exactly why she was so easily wrong. So come join me in debunking the male loser epidemic. Because who else better equipped to talk about men's issues than two stupid blonde bimbos? Hold on.
Oh, wait a second. Yeah.
3 stupid blonde bimbos.
There you go.
Sorry. I felt left out. Alright, let's go. Wait.
What a wig.
I need my gamer.
Extended my deployment.
I don't know how people. I cannot do that shit, bro. Like, I cannot never do.
See? I do drink it.
Yeah.
That one's for you, Ketchum.
It's a major problem. And you know, Steve Johnson has been talking about those maybe deadbeat folks that are on Medicaid, and maybe some of those folks are the stay-at-home sons. We don't know. But
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. There is a massive epidemic of guys that don't want to have anything to fucking do with society. All they want to do is sit at home, jerk off to fucking anime girls, and play video games. And order DoorDash. No, you're 100% fucking right. And that number is getting bigger every single day. And the reason why is because they can't get anything else.
No time to rest.
That's the reason why.
More undead warriors will
tell you this,
soon
leave it to
arrive.
Gen Z to rebrand laziness and social awkwardness as something cutesy, like a stay-at-home son. But Laura, I gotta tell you, this is also a big problem when it
I
comes
was just called a lazy retard.
to, I think, declining birth rates, people not getting married and having children. You know, that's a big problem. They blame it on women. Well, look at what young women have to choose from. The pickings are slim. Yes, we might have a feminism problem in America, but it's the feminization of men. There are a lot of young women out there that want to get married. They want to have kids. They want to have stable families. But there are a lot of young men out there who want to live in mama's basement and order DoorDash. And that's why we have declining birth rates and a lot of other problems in society. It's time to go out, get a job, breathe the fresh air, meet people in real life. Let's just get back to basics.
So first of all, this stay-at-home son thing is not a real thing. It was a random throwaway, self-deprecating joke some contestant on Jeopardy said. One fucking guy. Because I guess there's nothing else important going on that they could cover on the news. They literally
Well, there's
made...
plenty of girls that are losers too. It's just that the hot ones have OnlyFans now. Before they just used to post on MySpace.
Fight harder. You are of no use
That's
to me, dead.
that's it. Girl failures? Yeah.
this into a fake phenomenon so they can on young men. Meanwhile, Democrats are spending millions of dollars trying to win back young men. Oh no, the young men are leaving us in droves. How do we get them back? Don't worry, I got it. Hey, you fat, lazy, Cheeto dust covered slob. You.
I'm gonna be honest. I think that's what guys. I'm gonna just say it straight out. I think that a lot of guys, they straight up need somebody. Hey, you fat fucking retard sitting around jerking off to an anime girl that looks like she's. Well, I'm not gonna say. You need to fucking stop, bro. You need to get your life together. You need to stop. Yeah, wake the fuck up, bro. Like, stop it. Like, yeah. Oh wow, other than masturbating and being silver in Marvel Rivals. Oh, this is Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's really gonna be good for your life. Oh, for sure, bro. Like, yeah, you're gonna go celestial. You're gonna go on a pro team, sure. Deficit guy.
Nice. Thanks. I love you. I love you too.
The fuck up, yeah. Men need harsh reality checks? Yeah, they do, but the problem is that when it comes to an attractive woman who's in a position of privilege, it comes as dirty. Because, like, you have an attractive woman who's talking down to these guys, and they're like, well, what the fuck? Like, I mean, because, like, really, I mean, being a hot girl is... I mean, there are disadvantages to that, right? And, like, being an attractive girl, you have to deal with stalkers, things like that, right? But in general, there's a reason why women get plastic surgery to look attractive, not to look ugly, unless you're Madonna. And so there's a reason for that. It's because women experience benefits and privileges and advantages in life by being attractive. That's perfect. And men do also. It's not like men don't experience privileges by being attractive, but with women, it's more pronounced.
Is the amount of young men living home with their parents increasing? Yes. Is it because
That's
they're
right.
bummed and just want to order DoorDash all day? And also, they're not
This is why my viewership is going up.
for DoorDash, Tommy. They're financing. Come on.
There are a lot of young men out there who want to live in mama's basement and order DoorDash, and that's why we have declining birth rates. It's time to go out, get a job, breathe the fresh air.
Have either of you tried applying for a job as a young man recently? Or tried buying a house on the salary of one of these young men? Have you experienced the dating market and on the dating sites as a young man? No? Interesting, okay. Just wondering.
Of course
I know the average age of a Fox News viewer is like 70 nowadays, standard to them. But Tommy, you're like 2 years younger than me. You know this isn't true. Why are you talking like this? Why are you talking like this?
Because she doesn't know anybody that's in that situation because she's rich and privileged and she's never had to deal with anybody like that in her life. And maybe the one person that she has had to deal with like that is their retard. So that's the real reason why. It's because they've never had to deal with it, never had to see it themselves. And so, like, yeah, it must be nice. Well, the thing is that, again, like, I understand that, like, women get a lot of advantages in the world. I will tell you something. I thank God every day I was born a man. Oh, my God. I would never want to be a woman.
Fucking like a fucking boom. I'm sorry, I have no other word for this, but I hate this like generational technique. I was born in the wrong generation. I'm not like those other young people. And you know what? She's not like those other young people.
Right.
You know, young people can afford a nice nose job and lip filler and get a cushy job on Fox News. It's entirely on merit, I'm sure. The main problem with this brain dead boomer-ass tweet is not only is it cringe, but it's completely divorced from reality. This slop is specifically designed for people who paid like $5 for a fucking house.
Yeah.
Listen, not all boomers, okay? My parents are boomers. They are lovely people. A lot of you guys are boomers. But when the baby boomer generation sends people, it's not sending their best. They're not sending you. They're sending people who have lots of problems. They're bringing the housing crisis. They're bringing wage stagnation. They're falling for AI-generated photos on Facebook. But some, I assume, are good people. But my God, I truly believe they do not understand how good they have it. They can support a family on a single income. A single income from a job that didn't require a college degree. Their leaders didn't prostitute away their...
That a lot of guys are stupid. So the way that IQ distribution works is that men have more variance where women are like more clustered in the middle. And because of that, you have a lot of stupid guys. You have a lot of smart guys, but you have a lot of stupid. And if you're a stupid guy, back in the day, your job used to be, you had a hammer, and then you would turn the big rock into little rocks. And then after that, you had a wrench, and then you would turn the nut that's this way, you would turn into that. And then the next one would come on, and there's a bolt, you have to take it from here over here. And that was your job. And you got paid equivalent of $200,000 a year to do that job. And your life was amazing. But now there's a robot that does that job. The person who made the robot has even more wealth than anyone. You are sitting at home living on food stamps, DoorDash, and disability. You don't even have disability, but somehow you got it anyway. And you're complaining about women. That's what happened. And so that's it. So basically, the issue, and this issue is just going to keep getting worse. Nobody talks about this. Is that the issue of IQ is that each person has, this is IQ, I spelled IQ wrong. That's really impressive whenever you think about it. IQ, job, possibility. Yeah, so anyway, I'm probably not on the front here, as you guys can see. And so this is, let's say, 50, and this is 150, all right? So this is an IQ distribution. I know obviously people are outside of this, but let's just go ahead and use this. So in, like, right here, if you had an IQ of, let's say, 70, you could get a job. Now, you need an IQ of, let's say, 95 to get a job. Well, eventually, with technology, all of the decision-making jobs will still be done by people, but the automated jobs where you effectively perform the tasks of a robot that just performs a repetitive task over and over, these will be replaced
by technology. And so whenever the average IQ needed in order to process the functionality of a job is 110, all of the people that are below that IQ are running the average fucking job. So what do you do with those people? Well, you can kill them, you can turn them into food, you can make them slaves, but the one thing that you definitely are probably not going to do is pay them to sit around and do nothing. And this is an impending problem that nobody wants to talk about. And the reason why nobody wants to talk about this problem is because discussing the concept that IQ is, there's a spectrum that everybody has, right? Like there's like a best case scenario and a worst case scenario for each individual person. Some people, their level cap is level 15. Other people, their level cap is level 70. It depends on who it is. But some people are born with less talent points than others. And don't ever fall for the illusion that everybody is equal. There's just some things that some people are good at. Yeah, there are some things that you're good at, but if the thing that you're good at, a robot is also good at, well, it doesn't really fucking matter, does it? So, no, there's no equality between people. In the same way that height is not equal, in the same way that weight is not equal, appearance is not equal, nothing else in the entire human anatomy is equal, but we're supposed to assume that our brains are exactly the same. It's crazy. Of course it's not true. And so the unfortunate and the uncomfortable reality is that right now, we're here. Right now, we're right here. And what happens is that all those manufacturing jobs are now being removed. And then you're going to have retail jobs that will also be removed. And so what's going to happen is this is going to cause further consolidation of wealth inside of the wealthiest 1 to 5% of the population. And you have kids like 15 years old that are making $10,000 a month on the internet. Meanwhile, you have adults that are slaving away at a shitty job because they're not smart enough to figure out a way to make money on the internet or with some other sort of tool. And the reason why is intelligence. And that's it. And you can't train a person like that, like a moron like this, somebody who's down here at the 70s, you're never going to teach this person to do something that's functionally useful. They're stupid. They're always going to be stupid. They're never going to be able to overcome this ever. There's never going to disagree. Guys, this isn't a fucking disagree. This isn't a fucking debate. It's a fact. It's a fucking fact. And so, this is the thing, yeah, mod support, yes, exactly, below 73. Well, I'm not saying, like, every day I say this, I said, this is why you need UBI, Universal Basic Income. You either have to do that, or we have to bring back slavery. One or the other. Those are two options.
A champion has fallen.
But one day you'll realize that there are things that I'm right on and things that I'm not right on yet. And some people, you guys might be in the second category, but some will be in the first. I kind of agree with you, but IQ tests are very one-dimensional, don't you think? How many of you guys read the public school and know exactly what I'm talking about? We know exactly what I'm talking about. Houston, Augsburg, they just never fucking get it, bro. Never figure that shit out. It's never gonna happen. Because obviously you haven't entered the labor market in one month. That sounds like a... and this is the kind of person, like, we gotta move on. But like I said, you're pretty out of touch. IQ is only a small part. It's actually a massive part. And you don't understand. So basically, you're dumb, number one. So you're dumb. Number two, IQ is a massive part because IQ dictates your ability to critically think. Critical thinking and decision making that can transcend robotics is what will be pursued as automation and technology replaces jobs. So unless you can critically think and come to conclusions that way, then you're running out of that. That's it.
Economic people.
I still love you, but I think you're wrong on the IQ bit. Okay. Work ethic is important. A horse can work harder than any person. That doesn't matter. Like, it's just, it's such a, like,
from a job that didn't require a college degree. Their leaders didn't prostitute away their economic future for some cheap plastic chips from China. They inherited the greatest economy known to man, and they pretended the paradise that they earned. I just don't understand, like, why don't boomers and spiritual boomers like Tommy Warren see people struggling and go, wow, I wish I could fix this. They should have it better than I have. See, wonder why so many millennials and boomers don't want it.
Because the reason why they think that is because acknowledging that means that you live with a privilege, and you don't want to acknowledge that because acknowledging that you live and you are a beneficiary of a privilege like that gives you the ability to now you're thinking, oh man, maybe I'm guilty because I have this thing. Like, people build up their self-identity of being successful because of their own behavior, and oftentimes that's part of it, but there are also external factors that you can't control. Like, for example, everybody here, you did have a nat 20 roll by rolling in a country that speaks English, one of the most spoken languages in the world, and you have high-speed internet. There's over 1 billion people that don't have access to the internet. Really. And so the problem is that people are very bad at acknowledging that they have certain privileges. And that's also because certain privileges are made up. But also, it's because it perceptually devalues their accomplishments. That's the reason.
Behold the god of thunder!
I want to make the world a better place for my children. I want to make the world a better place for my children. Ugh. Call yourself up by your bootstraps, you spoiled brat.
Oh, God.
Children. Not happening.
That's a cap.
Well, look at what young women have to choose from. The pickings are slim. Yes, we might have a feminism problem in America, but it's the feminization of men.
Young men are becoming
It's such a wrong take. Plenty of high IQ people don't believe in the system. I feel bad for so many people. There are so many people out there. You are so hopelessly delusional. I feel bad for you. I really do.
lazy because they're becoming feminized. So they're becoming lazy because they act more like women? What did she mean by this, chat? I know there's like
Well, it's simple. It's because women and men's roles in society are different. And for women, it's okay to be lazy in a lot of cases. Because that's not what they're not supposed to go out and fucking work in an oil field. There's no women out there working in oil fields. That's the reason why. It's different.
a decrease in testosterone or something happening, but men are moving right-wing all over the world. Does that correlate with the feminization? Or, I mean, there are suspiciously a lot of far-right femboys, so...
There sure are.
Maybe. But here's the thing, Tammy. There is absolutely no evidence that young women want to start families more than young men. None. In fact, all the data says the exact f***ing opposite. According to Pew Research, 64% of women younger than 50 say they just don't want to have children. No reason, they just don't want them. Versus 50% of men who say the same.
That's insane.
Another study by Archbridge Institute shows the same. 63% of women without children said they have no desire to have a child, while only 60% of men said the same. For men, the most commonly cited factor was personal finance. But among women, the strongest reason not to have a child was their desire to maintain their personal independence.
Which both of these are valid, to be fair.
Basically, they don't want to give up their brunch in the local.
That's
They've
right.
been all blessed with propaganda their whole lives, telling them their lives will be ruined, their bodies will be ruined, they'll never have fun again, they'll be miserable forever if they have children. And as someone who has had a children, best decision ever. 10/10, highly recommend, would do it again. But yes, this idea that men are the ones primarily responsible for low birth rates is laughing over here. Honestly,
I think that there's a lot of women out there that do also want to have kids too, but I think there's also there's a lot of in-betweens, right? I think the 50% and the 63%, these are kind of extreme statements, and I think that more people would be swayed to the middle or swayed to the other side if there was a situation that presented itself that was hopeful to them.
A champion.
but there are a lot of factors that play into this. So tell me, I really got to know. Is it men or is it women?
This is gonna be the summer of canceling boys. All of my friends
Every time, bro, you knew this shit was the case. Okay, yeah.
women's have something going on.
That's nice.
Almost every single one of them have an issue with men. But if all of these women, including myself, are having issues, then I have to think it might not be us. It might.
Wait a minute. So, if you only have issues with other people, no matter how many people you go through, if you're the common denominator, what? No, it's the opposite though, right?
It is not just the guys in Los Angeles, Nashville, Dallas, and they're not any better in the Midwest. They, quite frankly, I think they're trash all over this country.
My friends are successful. Men don't give a shit about that. They marry a Walmart cashier if she was nice to them.
I think men between the ages of 20 and 30 are not ready, in most cases, for marriage. Or usually
That's absolutely true. She's right. They're not. They don't have any sort of. They don't have a career. They can't support themselves, etc. Yeah, the economy sucks. Economy sucks too. And the thing is that you're going to see a bunch of attractive women that are talking about this problem because they like. This is again. It's like you don't even understand this issue because it's completely alien to you.
not ready to be husbands and fathers.
That's a cultural issue. So,
No, I wouldn't actually, back to your point, I think it's a biological thing.
Well, let me get...
It is a biological issue in a certain case, but well, actually, it's viable. Actually, no, it's not. I'm just thinking about this more. No, people used to get married when they were like, what are you talking about? That's not even true. It's a cultural and an economic. Yeah, like, what do you think? People used to get married at 30 back in the day? No, people used to die at 30 back in the day.
History. Men are all crap and won't commit and won't leave mommy's basement, and they're destroying the birth rate. Multiple young men are biologically incapable of commitment and being parents.
By the way, in order to understand most people's relations and how they feel about the opposite gender, all you have to do is look at their last 3 generations. And if you look at those 3 relationships, you can almost always understand exactly where they're coming from.
But wait, there's more. She also believes women don't have to bring anything to the table. And as a woman,
I wish more people would just say this. It's true. I mean, to be fair, like, you have to bring a little bit, right? You can't be fucking crazy. You can't be anything else. Yeah, biological value. Yeah, exactly. Like, they have an innate intrinsic value by their ability to produce children. Men don't have that. They just don't. That's it. That's the reason why they evacuate women and children out of the wilderness. Like a smaller amount of men repopulate the population versus women. One dude can have 5 baby mamas, but one baby mama can't have 5 dudes' kids at the same time. If that was the case, it would probably be on like one of those tabloids. That's a terrible idea. Most people don't think about that at all. I know, and that's the problem. People don't think about that, but it's innately true. And the problem is that we live in a society that actively works against our biology. And the society that actively works against its own biology, it tries to review it. It creates rules, regulations, and rationalizations for why it exists, and not simply accepting it for what it is. That's the reason why we have all these problems. It's because people will not accept reality. They want to create their own reality because it makes them feel good. That's it. But what I'm saying is ultimately true. Do you agree that most of youth got destroyed by an outdated academic system? No, I don't think that's it. I mean, to an extent, but there's like 50 of them. So we should bring back polygamy? Look, I don't know who fucked this up. I don't get it.
you know, you read the Old Testament, these guys have like 9 wives. Who the fuck decided we should only have one? What moron decided? What fuck did that? Like, I don't even know. Like, we had it made back then. Like, if you go back and you read the Old Testament, like, yeah, okay, a lot of people die. But, you know, the guys that like, don't, like, man, they got it fucking made. Yeah, bro, like, we missed out.
I want a strong man who is a protector and a provider that will go to war if need be, that will protect me, protect my family, make money. But I don't think a man needs to get something out of it to be a manly man, a protector and a provider. If you think you need to get something out of it,
Well, they definitely do, and that's the thing is that there's a social contract, right? It's the same as like, you know, if you want a man to fulfill a traditional role, then you should be willing to fulfill a traditional role as a woman. You shouldn't expect this to be a one-sided transaction. That's the issue with what happens. It's that women want to have the privileges of modern-day society. Or sorry, they want to have the privileges with, you know, the antiquated biological society that we've had for thousands of years. And they also want to have the opportunities that modern society provides them with at the same time. That's the issue.
quite frankly, don't consider you a real man.
Never before in history have women demanded so much and offered so little. So before we get deeper into this retarded, manufactured, stay-at-home son narrative, let's check the Facebook comments of this Fox News video, because I am really interested to see what, like, the typical Fox News viewer thinks about this. If the women are anything like these two, I can hardly blame the men for staying home and not wanting to date them. Blame, blame, blame. These two women have a combined age of 93, and they have 0 children between both of them. You both have repugnant personality types, so listening to this was like male birth control to me.
Damn.
My goodness! Boomers are ruthless! Bunch of sissies. I served 6 years, 2 years in Southeast Asia after Vietnam was over. When I was 18,
have to do with anything?
rent was $450 and I could afford to get my own place.
Yeah.
She's so spot on. Nothing screams I'm a loser run from me than a guy living at home in his parents' house with his 12-year-old boy's bedroom decor at age of 30. Thank God we raised our sons to be men.
Oh, shit.
And who grew up, lived on their own, found their soulmate, got married, bought a beautiful home, and started a family. I was out the door at 18.